Alright YouTube, this is my first video in here. I'm going to try to do some piano tutorials, and I've been watching a lot of these tutorials on YouTube and been learning a lot of stuff from them, and I think I might have something that I can add to the conversation here that might help some people. So I'm just going to start out with a song that we like to do in our worship band. It's Martha Munizzi, Say the Name, and we'll go over and we'll actually play some of it, and we'll go over some of the concepts that are involved so you can translate this into other areas of your playing. The first thing we're going to go over is cycling, and this has been gone over a lot on YouTube. It's the old 7 3 6 2 5 1. So if you're in C, you're going down to the B, around to the E, to the A, to the D, to the D, to the C. Now the 2-5-1 is always used to get back to the 1 usually. Just any song you can think of will almost resolve itself 2-5-1 to the end. There's just something about that name. Just any song you can think of. But what some of these urban and contemporary gospel guys have started doing is making the target of the 2-5-1 progression another step in the scale. And the most common one they've gone to is making the 4 of the original key the target of your 2-5-1. And this is what happens in Say the Name. So you're in E flat, and we'll take it from the top, all right? Say the name of Jesus. Say the name of Jesus. Say the name so special. There's no other name I know. Take to that little bridge that can calm your fears. Okay, hold it right there. So that will be the 5 right there. If you're in E flat, the B flat will be the 5. That can calm your fears, and you'll make that minor just as you would the 2 in the regular progression, and then you'll hit the 1, which will be the 5 going up in this 2-5-1 progression up to the 4. So you'll say, "Will calm your fears and dry your tears and take away your pain or drive away your pain," whatever it is. So you're going B flat to E flat to A flat. A flat being the 4 chord. So let's look at this. When you have a bass player, now if you're playing by yourself, you want to hit the roots. But when you have a bass player, which I do here, and we have a great bass player in our worship group, you can leave out the root to your chord and add more color notes. So here's what we're going to do for your B flat. Instead of something like this, okay, and I have the B flat in the root there, I'll eliminate that B flat root in my left hand and use my left hand, and I'll hit here 7 3 6 2 5 1 of that B flat chord. So I'll do it like this. And then going to the E flat, I can simply drop this finger down to the 3rd of the E flat, have the 7th of the E flat here, and then have the 9 or the 2nd note, and then the 6th, and then here I've got a 1-5 up top. So it sounds like this. That can calm your fears and dry your tears, and so then you're on the A flat right there. So what we want to talk about right off the bat is tritone substitutions. Now you always see this thing where you can go a half step into your target note, and it always sounds pretty cool. So you get something like, do a half step with me, Clint. That can calm your fears and drown your tears and drive away your pain. All right. The reason that works is because when you're going from B flat down to A flat, the A chord shares a common third and seventh with a note that is a tritone away. This interval from the 1 to the flat 5 is a tritone. It's exactly halfway through the octave. Okay, so when you think about E flat, here's your third and your seventh, which are the two distinguishing notes of the chord. These other notes are just color notes. This third and seventh tells you what type of chord it is. When it's E flat and you have your third, that's a major, and you know by the seventh that it's a dominant seventh. When you take this A flat, 1, 3, 5, 7, you have the same third and the seventh, but now the third becomes a seventh and the seventh becomes a third. So it works really well to work as a passing tone. So what you can do is you can take that A natural chord and you can take it all the way, just as you had the B flat chord from the 7th to the 3rd and construct it all the way up here. You can just drop that down and make that an A chord with the 7th, 3rd, and construct it all the way up like that. So we'll show you how that works right quick. That can calm your fears and drown your tears and drive away your pain. So I did this thing that's kind of cool, or I think it's kind of cool. When you hit that half step, that tritone substitution, you move the top part of your hand a whole step, and you can do it 2 or 3 times, and it falls right into the resolution on your target note. So it'll sound something like this. Let's do it, Clint. That can calm your fears and drown your And so you can walk that, and you can do it as many, you can really remove that step as far as you want to. It's taking these 3 notes here and moving them a whole step. And so when you say you're going through the second course or whatnot, and or you're going on to the second and third and then repeat, and you're really grooving it, you can really get kind of cool with this stuff to hit that target right there. Okay, so we'll do that once right quick and then we'll go on. That can calm your fear. Okay, so that is the 2-5-1 going into the 4, and that'll give you some cool stuff to look at for that. Want to hit one more thing before we wrap this one up, and that is the minor 4. And at the beginning of that, when you hold that on, at the very beginning, say the name of Jesus. That note you're hitting right there is the minor 4. If you're in E flat and you go to A flat, this is the major 4. And of course, the minor 4 is always a resolution down to the 1. So you take this minor 4, and it works so well because these 2 notes are moving down a half step to resolve to that last note there. What you do is you add 1 more note, which would be the 6th of the 4 chord. It'll be the 2 of your 1 chord, and it just makes 1 more note that will resolve downwards. So when you have a vamp note like that, hit that thing twice, and you can even protract it all the way out and make it a full. You can make it a full A flat minor 7 chord, or you can make it. You can cycle it up a half step and make that a D flat 7 chord with the 9th here, and play it over E flat. So it's like this. Say the name of Jesus. Do it again. Say the name of Jesus. Alright, so that's about as far as we can go right now. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll have another one coming soon. Thanks.